All right, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Michael Ward from GMS Lake Charles Camp coming at you again with another video through the Spirit. But before I do anything, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who strive and taught us this truth. And blessings to your brothers across four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity. All right, today I want to talk about how the biggest I told you so, is soon to come, because you can't say that you haven't been getting this warning, man. You can't say that you never heard of this word, man, because the scripture talks about how this word will be preached throughout the four winds of the earth, and then the destruction will come, man. Everything that the prophets have been out here saying, is going to come to pass, whether you believe it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, man. The destruction is soon to come to this place, but the prophets have been given that warning for so many years, giving that warning to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. But all people are so stuck in this society that they don't want to depart, and that they don't believe that this place is soon to come to an end. But once they see everything that the prophets have been saying, then they gonna know, oh shit, they was right. But then it's gonna be too late for some of the people, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33. It says, and when this come to pass, lo, it will come. Then should they know that a prophet had been among them. Right, man? So everything that the prophets have been out here saying, once they see those things starting to come to pass, they think, oh shit, they was right. They have been saying this for all along. They've been saying this for a long time. We need to find those guys, man. But the scripture talks about how the Lord is going to have our tongue, cleave to the roof of our mouth, man. Because they had time to get it, but they was playing around. They didn't want to, get this truth, because they didn't want this place to be destroyed. They didn't see nothing else to come, after this place was being destroyed. They thought this was it, but this is not it, man. We have something better to come, but pretty soon, the Lord is going to hide his face, man. You're not going to be able to go out on the highways and byways, and get this word, man. It's going to be a wrap. This is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 28. It say, then should they call upon me, but I will not answer. They should seek me early, but they should not find me. Right? So when y'all see that everything that the prophets have been saying, starting to happen, that's when you're going to want to call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. But he's not going to answer because you had time to get right, but you didn't want to, You did not want to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Jake always want to wait till the last minute. You can't wait till the last minute, man. By you waiting till the last minute, you're going to be left out. Verse 29, it say, for they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord, man. Right. They didn't choose to fear the Lord, man. Because they were so stuck on this place, that the Lord wasn't even on their mind. So when these evils get to coming up on this place, they're gonna, how I want to put it? When these evils get to coming up on this place, they're gonna try to call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. But hey, they're not gonna be protected. The true prophets are gonna be protected in these upcoming times, man. This is Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10. It say, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and are safe, right? We're gonna be protected for all these evils, man. All these evils that's to come, because we know these things that are to come are for the wicked. The men of the Lord are gonna be protected in these upcoming times, man. When that famine comes, we're gonna be eating and drinking in these upcoming times, man. But the scriptures say ye should be hungry. You're not going to have a protection in these upcoming times, man. The gods that you put before Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not going to protect you, man. Jesus Christ is not coming to save you from these evils that's to come. The only way to be protected from these evils is to cleave unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's the only way. Other than that, you have no protecting. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 40 In verse 9, it say death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and a scourge. It say these things are created for the wicked, and for their sake came the flood, right, man? These things that are to come is for the wicked, man. Look like, I say look like, look in the time of Noah, man, the flood that came. So much wickedness, was taking place, in that time, the flood had to come, man. And look who was saved, Noah and his family, because Noah feared Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. Likewise with the prophets, man. We are doing the things that pleases Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. That way we're going to be protected in these upcoming times. But you niggas that come up to the camps, laughing, scoffing, you have to answer for those things, man. And you're not going to be protected in these upcoming times, man. This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 36. It say, but I say unto you that every idle word that a man should speak, they should give account thereof in the day of judgment, right, man? So you're going to have to answer for that. All that laughing and all that scoffing, hey, it's soon to catch up with you, because you thought the prophets, was out there, you got to calling us crazy, thinking these things had never happened. But when these things happen, you go, oh shit, they was right. But it's too late. Let me grab that Romans, man. Because a lot of people don't believe, that these things have never happened because it never happened before. But to hell, man, if you don't believe. Just because you don't believe doesn't mean, what the prophets are out here saying are not going to take place. This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. It say, for what if some did not believe? Should their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Right, man. So just because you don't believe doesn't mean what the prophets are out here saying are not going to take place. Everything that the prophets are saying are going to take place, man. Let me see. Everything has a time period to when it's going to pop off. Now is not the time for these things to pop off, but it's soon to come to place. Come to pass. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry. Right, man. These things that the prophets are out here saying is soon to come to pass, man. Now is not the time for it to come, but we know, hey, it's getting close. It's getting close to what everything that the prophets are big. So, let me slow down. Everything that the prophets are out here saying, is about to pop off, man. And we're waiting on one event to pop off, man. It's going to be like a domino effect, And when these things come to pass, hey, it's here. It's game time, man. It's nothing you can say or nothing you can do to stop these prophecies from coming to pass, man. Just because you don't believe that these things are not going to happen doesn't mean they're not going to happen, man. It was just set up from the beginning for you not to get it, man. But the biggest I told you so, is soon to come. Because when y'all get to looking for the prophets, and your fear cometh upon you, the Lord is going to use his prophets, to laugh at you, because you've been warned, you had the opportunity, to get protection, but you didn't want it, man. You didn't want it. Now is the time to cleave into Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. You don't have all the time in the world. Let me grab that. When your fear come. This is Proverbs chapter chapter 1 and verse 26, it say, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear coming. Right, man. And how's the Lord is going to mock you? You know, through the prophets, you know, because you've been warned. You've been told, you know, to get right. You've been told what was coming, you know. That's like you telling your son, hey, you know, hey, man, stop jumping on that couch, man. You know, you keep jumping on that couch long enough, you're going to end up falling off and you're going to hurt yourself, you know. But he don't listen. He keep being hard-headed, you know. And eventually, you know, he end up falling off that couch. You know, you gonna make sure he all right, but you gonna laugh, you know, because you've been telling him, you've been warning him that eventually he was gonna hurt himself by doing that, you know. And the prophets have been warning you eventually, you know, you was gonna get messed over, you know, for not coming back to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you know. But all people didn't want to take heed. All people didn't want to listen, you know. So when that fear cometh up on them, hey, man, it's going to be a big I told you so. You know, now it's not the time to play around, man. Now it's the time to cleave into Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua even more. You know, if you have, you know, the opportunity, you know, to get this word, you know, get it and hold on to it, man. Cleave into Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man, while he may be found, man. You don't have all the time in the world. You know, the end is coming. You know, our salvation is nearer than what we believe. You know, get right. But, you know, Lord willing, you know, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who strive and taught us this truth. And peace, safety, and blessings to your brothers across the four winds, pushing this truth and sincerity. Until next time, shalom.